Well, we're here with Paralympic athlete Stephanie Dixon from Canada. What part of Canada are you from?
Toronto.
From Toronto. And we noticed that she's really excelling in the water. We talked a little bit more about her story, so thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
So you're an amputee. Was that from birth?
Yep. I was born missing my right leg and hip, and it was a bit of a surprise. The doctors told my mom that I was a healthy baby and I was going to have 2 arms and 2 legs, 10 toes, 10 fingers, and so it was a bit of a shock when I came out missing my right leg and hip, and my insides were also like kind of all over the place. I had what's called an omphalocele, so right away my mom didn't get to hold me. They rushed me in a helicopter to another hospital, and I had a surgery where they put all my insides back inside, and I had a few operations for my leg as well, but everything seems to be working now.
So now, do you have brothers and sisters?
Yep, I have a brother.
And when did you decide to get into swimming?
My parents put me into swimming lessons when I was 2 years old, and they put me in all sorts of different sports when I was really young, just so that by the time I got to the age where I realized I was a little bit different, I didn't have any concerns about going out and trying different sports or any kind of insecurities, because by that age I had already done everything. So they kind of threw me in the water when I was 2 years old, and I've always kind of looked more like a fish than a person anyways. So yeah, I've kind of been swimming ever since.
Now, at a young age, were you with a walker, or do you have a wheelchair, or when did you go to the crutches?
The crutches actually came later. I always used an artificial leg, and for sports I just took it off and kind of hopped around a lot. And I had my first artificial leg when I was 11 months old, and I learned to walk. Kind of, my mom would kick my leg out from underneath me, so I was forced to take another step forward. And you can imagine the shock on parents' faces when they would see a mother kicking a child's leg from underneath her. But the crutches came along. I guess when I was 16, and people thought that it was too much strain to be hopping on my one knee, so they suggested that I use crutches around the deck. So it's more for other people's security than for my own.
Now, when did you decide to get in competition swimming?
When I was 13 years old, I realized that swimming was my passion above all the other sports, and so I joined the local competitive swim team, and I actually didn't know that the Paralympics existed at that point, and so I just did sports against able-bodied athletes like I had done everything else. And at my first competition, one official told me that there was sport for people with disability, and I actually wasn't sure if I wanted to do it because I'd always been an able-bodied athlete before that, and so it's kind of hard for me to adjust to being a person with a disability because I never looked at myself that way. But then I met some of the other athletes, and I realized that they weren't athletes with a disability. They were real athletes, period. And so that's when I decided that it was something that I wanted to pursue.
Well, your balance is unbelievable. To be able to hop right up on that block, did that take a lot of practice?
It's just something I've always done, and people always say, like, I can't believe you do that, but it's just something that I've always done. And so, yeah, I used to do the high jump as well when I was younger, so maybe it comes from that.
Well, that's exceptional. What do you think the sport of swimming has brought to you as a person, and Paralympics especially?
Swimming has brought so much to my life. I think I spend more time around the pool deck than I do around my house, and it's the place that I love to be the most because it's not about the swimming, it's just about challenging myself on a daily basis, and I love to push my limits and really see where I can go. And swimming is an awesome sport because no matter how well you do, you can always improve. There's always a step further to go, and so that's why I really love it, because each goal you achieve turns into a stepping stone for the next goal that you could achieve in the future. And so to me, it's just all about learning to have confidence in myself, and physically especially, just because of having a disability. It's a stereotype that you can't do things as well physically as other people can. It's brought a lot of confidence to my life and just a lot of joy. I love the sport of swimming.
If you chose a profession, or what would you like to do with later in your life?
I really like kids, and so I coach a rock climbing team at home actually, and I really like to help other kids find their passion the way that I found mine, whether it's in swimming or another sport or a different aspect of life. And I had so many opportunities and so much support growing up in my life that I'd love to be able to give that back to someone else.
Well, you're an inspiration to a lot of people, and keep up the hard work, and we'll see you in Beijing.
Thank you so much.
Congratulations once again to our production staff for putting this great piece together.